Battlefield 6 is here, and wow, guys, it's been a wild ride. From sniping the pilots out of jets to turning trucks into C4 bombs, the beta has delivered some of the most insane Battlefield moments I've ever had. But is it all good news? Well, not exactly. Today, we're breaking down the hype, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and why Call of Duty might need to start sweating a little bit. So before we get into the rest of the video, we gotta talk about the hype that led up to Battlefield beta, right? Before the beta even dropped, the hype for Battlefield was just unreal. It was insane. Everyone was talking about it because we saw those first trailers, the massive maps, the next level destruction, and the classic all-out warfare that only Battlefield can deliver. And what we got in the beta was these tight maps, but it's been an absolute blast. Social media was just going wild. It was buzzing. Everyone was talking about it. It was going to be the next COD killer. But people were also saying that this could be the return of peak Battlefield. And honestly, I was right there with them. The promise of a huge 128 player battles. Now in the beta we only get small scale, I think 32 is at most here. The vehicle combat, which we have limited of, and those unpredictable cinematic moments that come from the community that you like, the ones that I did in the beginning intro of this video. And like those make Battlefield, right? And me, I was counting down the days for the beta to come out. I had my code. I was ready, right? So and to put it lightly, and with Call of Duty being so stale recently, Battlefield 6 was just aiming to impress, and it wasn't just aiming to steal the spotlight for me. I mean, it's all my computer's going to be doing for the foreseeable future. Alright, so let's talk about the good. Let's start right in the beginning, because in my opinion, Battlefield is back, baby. Like, the sniping feels clean. Every shot has weight. Every headshot is just satisfying. And when you hit that perfect long range pick, and it's just the chef's kiss, it just ka-tung, boing, that little noise you get when you get that headshot, and it sounds like chains dangling. It's just the chef's kiss on top. It tickles the itch, you know what I mean? The chaos is exactly what has been missing from every game recently. The tanks rolling in, buildings collapsing, random moments you couldn't script if you tried. Like, that is Battlefield. That is gaming. That is fun. It's exciting. It's chaos. I'm gonna be here, but I don't know what's gonna happen next. The place that I'm in, that I want to be a little rat in the attic, may not have a building underneath me in a few minutes, and that's a great way to counteract camping. And the flying takes, yeah, it's for the pros for sure. I don't know if you haven't jumped in a jet or a helicopter, try it. You won't make it far, but you can try it. That's for sure. You can't just hop in a jet or a helicopter and expect to dominate. It takes skill. It takes practice. It's exactly how it should be, so that the good people get to do that part, and that they're that contributor to your team, right? Honestly, I've had an absolute blast playing Battlefield 6. I know I just keep harping on that, but I've had an absolute blast playing Battlefield 6 every day. I can't wait until I get the chance in my day to sit down at the computer and just open Battlefield and start playing. Even by myself. I love when I get to play with my friends, but like just playing by myself, I just can't wait until see what the full game brings, because it's going to bring, 6 more maps, because we only have a third of the maps currently or something like that. So it's going to bring so much more, and I'm super hyped for it. So we can't have a video about the hits and misses of Battlefield without the bad and the ugly. And so we're going to get into, let's talk about the bad right now. First off, too many players are forgetting what Battlefield is. Every match feels like their own personal team deathmatch. I get it. A lot of people are coming from Call of Duty, but rushing constantly, ignoring the objectives, and not helping and supplying or reviving your teammates isn't how Battlefield shines as a game, right? This game is at its best when teams work together. The options menu is another mixed bag, and I don't really have a lot of experience with UI stuff other than the fact that I use it, but I couldn't tell you much more than that. So I'm going to keep this one short and just say, on one hand, it's packed with like a lot of customization, and I really love and enjoy that. But on the other hand, the navigating it is just an absolute nightmare, and it just needs a serious polish. Lastly, for the bad, there's the team balancing. Right now, matches are rarely close for me. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's happen chance. It's either I'm absolutely clapping cheeks and the score's a blowout, or I'm getting my back blown out in a 700-0 start. Either way, it kills the tension that makes a great Battlefield match. So let's move on to the ugly, right? Yeah, this stuff that really hurts the experience, in my opinion, right? So server instability is the big one. Some matches run smooth, but others, it feels like I'm fighting a netcode more than the enemy team itself. Sometimes it takes like 5 minutes for me to even get into a match alone. And it's very frustrating. And then there's this thing called delta tick. If you're not familiar, it basically measures the difference in the game state between players, how out of sync your version of the fight is compared to theirs. When that number climbs over 99, it means that they saw and what you experience are completely different. In practice, it's absolutely brutal. And there's been a lot of times already in this match that you're watching here that it's happened, and you just have to pay attention. But I've had moments where an LMG feels like I got shot with a sniper. It's one hit and I'm down, I'm out. And maybe on their screen they hit me 5 times, and then when I die, I see the damage response and it'll say 5 hits for 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, right? And that's the 100 that took me down. But that's not what I experienced on my end. I experienced 1 hit, I'm down, I'm thinking, man, I got sniped, and here it's an LMG. So that kind of desync is beyond frustrating, because no matter how good of your aim is or your positioning is, the server is playing against you the entire time. And I struggle with that a lot, and I'm not seeing the players where they truly are either sometimes. And it's not my ping. I'm right in the average of everyone else in the server, right around that 40-50 millisecond mark. So it's different than ping. It's the synchronization to the server itself. And I don't know how they improve it, but they really have to figure out a way to get that not to be 99 plus as it was a lot of times in these matches. Alright, so let's talk about why Activision and Call of Duty should be nervous. And I say this as someone who's been there since the beginning. I've played COD Online since Call of Duty 2 and 3. That's nearly 2 decades of running and gunning. Somewhere along the way, Call of Duty stopped being gritty war and started being a circus, frankly. We went from tense, grounded firefights to farting unicorn skins, Nicki Minaj operators, and Beavis and Butthead running around with rocket launchers. And the cheating, it's out of control. Hacking in COD has become a meme in and of itself at this point. People don't even get mad anymore. They just expect it. As soon as you die, and it's even slightly questionable, you just go, they're hacking. Because it's so common, it's the only way to stay calm, and it lets you continue to play the game. And frankly, Battlefield 6 could kill that. I don't feel that way. I know I've seen online that there's already some hacks out, but those are like the impossible ones that you cannot in any way, I think, get away from, because they run on a whole separate second PC. Doesn't matter if you've got secure boot on, you're at the kernel level, hardware bans, they're not even on the PC that's playing and being monitored. So, and those are going to be so far and few between to have a whole second PC set up. I'm not truly concerned really about that. Battlefield 6, even in beta, feels like it's bringing back that raw, chaotic warfare I fell in love with. It's not perfect, but it's serious enough to scratch that military shooter itch while still delivering insane, unscripted moments. If DICE can tighten it up, COD's going to have a real problem, because players are ready for a game that feels like a war again and feels genuine again and not one big advertisement. So what's my final thoughts? How do I bring this whole video down into condense it into some final thinking, right? Okay. At the end of the day, I'm just having an absolute blast playing Battlefield 6. Every time I log in, I know something wild's gonna happen. Maybe I'm sniping a pilot out of a jet, maybe I'm loading a truck with C4, turning it into a rolling bomb, maybe I'm just stuck in the middle of pure chaos, explosions going off in every direction, maybe I'm climbing up a mountain, trying to get into the best position to see across the map and get the longest snipe shot possible. It's that unpredictable magic that kept me coming back day after day so far in the beta. I'm literally counting down until I can get back in and play again, right? Next weekend, new map, all new experiences. I'm ready for it. I'm there. I'm live streaming it. It's going to be an absolute blast again. I know it will be because I've already been having an absolute blast. Yeah, the beta's got some rough spots. It's a beta. What else do you expect? But if this is just the starting point, then I cannot wait to see the full game has in store. Honestly, they could let this beta go out publicly right now, and most people would be happy with how it is. If they can release this level at a beta, they polish this, and they just don't screw it up with microtransactions, this is going to be game of the year in my opinion. Battlefield feels alive again, and I'm here for it. So strap in, because this is only the beginning. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I'm glad you're here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Leave in the comments how you think beta needs to be improved before the final product comes out. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you're here for the live streams. You can follow me over on Twitch, where I'm going to be live streaming even more. You can get your codes over there as well. If you watch for 30 minutes, your code will come in sometime after that. Anyway, it's Brains and Beards at twitch.tv, right? So, I'm glad you've been here. These are my final thoughts on the beta. I'm loving the game, and I can't wait for the full one to be released. I'll see you guys in the next one.